Hi guys, I hope you're good. I hope you're excited for our lesson today. We are still working with exponents and today we are specifically looking at the exponential expressions. So we will be simplifying exponential expressions with the use of your exponential laws on multiplication and division. Okay, so please grab that pen and paper and let's do this. So guys, when we multiply and divide expressions in the presence of exponents, we make use of exponential laws related to multiplication and division. So remember, we are multiplying and dividing expressions with the presence of exponents. So we definitely need to use the exponential laws that relate to multiplication and division. So we use the following exponential laws. So the first law that I want to bring it to you is that whenever I multiply a to the power of 2 times a to the power of, let me just use a different number, times a to the power of 3, I simply take one base because the bases are the same. So the conditions are we need the same base, okay, same base. So the bases must be the same and you simply add the exponents. That's why you have a to the power of 5. So that is the first exponential law that you use of multiplication. If you multiply, you add the exponents. The condition is the bases must be the same. So as you can see in this example, we have a and a as your base. So we simply add the exponents. Now, law number 2. So the second law revolves around division. If you are dividing a to the power of 3 divided by a to the power of 1, if the bases are the same under division, you simply take one base and subtract the exponents. That is why you'll be left with a to the power of 2. So also here we use the concept of having the same base. So when you multiply, you add the exponents. When you divide, you subtract the exponents. Those are the two basic laws that you need to know in order to simplify expressions under multiplication and division. So now let's go to our first example and see if we can apply the laws that we just spoke about. So I have 2 to the power of 3x. We multiplied it by 2 to the power of 4x. So lucky for us, we have the same basis. So we have base 2. So we simply take one base and add the exponents. So you take one base and add the exponent. So your answer will be 2 to the power of 7x. That's how you get your 2 marks, 2 or 3 marks depending on the difficulty of the paper. So how did I know which law to use? The multiplication sign is the one dividing or separating the two values. So the moment I see that we are multiplying, then I'm using the exponential law of multiplication, where you take one base and you simply add the exponents. Now let's do another example. Example number 2 says simplify the following. So I have 4x to the power of 3 divided by 2x to the power of 5. The first thing, guys, that we do, we simplify the numbers, okay? We simplify the values. So this is going to be 2. Now, look at your values that have exponents. Look at your base. So you have base x. What is the exponent? You have exponent 3 minus exponent 5. Now, your answer for that will be 2x minus 2, because 3 minus 5 is a negative 2. And we have one more law that says if you have a negative exponent, you can do something about it. So it means that I can write this as 2 times x 1 over x to the power of 2. So that's why my final answer is 2 to the power of x to the power of 2. So that is how we manage to find our answer. So if you have a negative exponent, make sure that your exponent becomes positive. How does it become positive? If it was a numerator, it must be a denominator. If it was a denominator, it means it must be a numerator. Okay. Now let's do one more example. And guys, please, I hope you're using your pen and paper to first do these examples and then come back and check if your answers are correct. So how do we simplify this one? So I always suggest that we start with the values that you see there. So you have 12 divided by 3, which is 4. And then you have p to the power of 2. So you take one base p to the power of 2. You subtract it with 1p, so it's minus 1. However, you still have another value, which is t. So you have t to the power of 5 minus 3. So why do I use this law? Because I'm dividing. So if I'm dividing, I subtract the exponent. So this is going to be 4 p, because 2 minus 1 is 1, so it's p to the power of 1, and then I have t, 5 minus 3, that gives you a 2. So the final answer is 4pt squared. So that is how you find your final answer. Okay, so one last one for you, and please pause this video right now and try to do it and then come back for corrections. So it says simplify the following, and now you have a bracket of 2xp divided by 6x squared, all is to the power of 3. Now the first rule that you apply here, guys, says you need to distribute the exponent into every value that you find inside there. So this means we have 2 to the power of 3, x to the power of 3, p to the power of 3. We divide that by 6 to the power of 3, x to the power of 2 times 3, because there's already a positive, an exponent greater than 1 there, so we multiply it there. Now this is going to be, what is 2 to the power of 3? It is 8. X to the power of 3, p to the power of 3, divide this by, what is 6 to the power of 3 is 216, x to the power of 6. Now once you find yourself in such a situation, you ask yourself, what is 8 divided by 120? 216. So 8 divided by 216 will be 1 over 27. Okay, so it's 1 over 27. So 8 goes 27 times in 216. And now we are left with x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 6. So it's going to be x3 minus 6. And you're left with p only because you don't have any other value. So you bring back p to the power of 3. So your answer here becomes 1 x to the power of negative 3, because 3 minus 6 is negative 3. And then you have p to the power of 3, divide this by 27. However, guys, we are not done, because I did emphasize that you do not leave values with a negative exponent there. So if the value was a numerator, make sure it becomes your denominator. So this is what we are going to do. So now this is going to be, so we can actually even remove the 1 because we have p only left there. So p to the power of 3 will be divided by 27. Now because you have a negative exponent, we try to make it positive by making it now a denominator. Okay, from numerator to denominator, it changes the sign. So now you have your answer as p to the power of 3 over 27x to the power of 3. So guys, that is how you work around these values, and I hope you practice more. We did 4 examples today, and please go back and try to do each and every one of them. If you struggle, just pause the video, go back. If you don't understand which law I've used here, go back also to the previous video where we've introduced you to the laws of exponents, and everything is just there for you. Okay, so guys, thank you for coming to this lesson today, and I will definitely see you on the next one.